Well, welcome back, everyone. Very happy Thanksgiving to those that are celebrating during tomorrow's market closure for Thanksgiving. It was an exciting day in markets today. We saw the market get squeezed up on Tesla, moving up and actually ending the day close to 8% higher. If we go back and take a look at where we are in the market's journey through this downtrend channel, well, we've seen the market, the S&P 500, come all the way up to and just shy of the top end of this downward sloping channel year to date. It is a statistical channel, 2 standard deviations, and when you look at price as it's approaching the top of the channel, through the pivot lines on the screen, we are obviously above the center of the pivot range. We've come out and taken out the high from November the 15th. We've got a small moving average kind of binding us with resistance, but this does look like a follow through that can take the market to test the top of that channel. Now, each time we've been up there in the past, we've had a brief stay in that area, and then we end up coming down. Is this time going to be any different? Well, if you take a look at the level that the NASDAQ has come up to, it hasn't quite made it up to the top of its channel, which is one tell that this may be still on pattern, and we have the ability to see price action come down like it did back in the middle of August and late March. If we go take a look at the Russell, it's already been up there. Last time we got up there, we had a pullback, a bounce, and then a slam down. So we've had a move up, a pullback, a bounce, and so far, more of the behaviors on the major indices that we just looked at would support fragility up here, and more likely at least a minor pullback that could take the S&P 500, the SPY, back to the 395 area, potentially all the way back down to the 390 area. Now, as we move into the holiday tomorrow, futures markets are open overnight and open on Thursday through 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The market has room to rise another $2 to $3 on the SPY, and that is something that is probable to play out based on momentum in that light holiday futures trade. However, as we approach Friday, we're going to be getting some data. That data comes out of Germany, Q3 GDP. And as that data breaks, the dollar, which is at the bottom of a longer-term uptrend channel, has a better chance to reverse today's negativity. The negativity on the dollar coming from what? Well, coming from the FOMC meeting minutes. The meeting minutes did not add any more hawkishness, and we ended up seeing the dollar come down through the center of its pivot range, but not break the lows, leaving it in an overcorrected move down, oversold, still very likely in a spot to try and bounce back up. That is coming in conjunction with the long bond coming into a resistance area, and dollar up and bonds down means yields up. Those things fit well together. Now, in market today, over in the active trader room, we were looking right into the open of trade at the triple S indicator, price action as we approach the open, and the indications told us right as we were moving into the open, we were coming off the bottom of an upward sloping 1 minute channel, and we made a bullish cross pretty much right in. Actually, let me just zoom back a little bit. That was earlier. It was the same setup in the morning. So we had a very similar setup coming up off the bottom of the channel, and we had a higher probability to see a positive move. We got that cross, saw the market burst higher. And if you take a look at what's on chart right now, I'm just going to move my head out of the way here, and you can see that we saw a series of higher highs. One high here, another one there, another one there, with the triple S indicator giving us a clear set of negative divergences, higher highs in price, lower highs. So overall, looking at shorts after that big push up out of the gates, worked out fairly well for folks in the active trader room as they commented in on the chat, and we had a tumble down. Now, we based at the center of the on-chart channel, and it set up again for that long, very similar to the open. So we got buy signals from the champion trend, bounces off the center of the channel, and we are hovering up against those highs into the end of futures trade before the holiday starts. So as you look at markets with a fine-tooth comb into the end of this week, the momentum for price action to still point us up is there. However, the likely outcome, based on a very similar setup to several highs here, as you can see, several lower highs on the triple S indicator, you can see higher highs into the end of the day, and you can, of course, see lower highs on the triple S indicator. So we're looking at a similar setup. That doesn't mean the market breaks. That does mean, very likely, we have a brief pullback that could take us down towards 4010 before a potential bounce. Now, I'm going to be doing a session on Friday, November the 25th, with my friend Lori. We're going to be taking you through tools, techniques, strategies that we use for both day and swing trading. So we're going to be focused on sharing strategies, sharing our outlook, sharing the thoughts on where we can see the market go into December and into the end of the year, and how we're looking at it through the lens of tools, strategies, and techniques that we both individually use for our day and swing trading. Join us at that session, Friday, November the 25th. That is this Friday. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Simply go to becomebettertrader.com/yes to get your seat for the event. Wishing everyone watching a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow, and looking very much forward to seeing you on the flip side, with your bellies full likely, on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for our special two-part educational session. Have a great Thanksgiving, and thank you for watching.